On the 7th of June 1832, the Great Reform Act received the royal assent, sweeping away the rotten boroughs which had so discredited Parliament's claim to represent the people and redistributing 143 seats to counties and boroughs across the UK, including giving seats for the first time to industrial cities like Birmingham, Leeds, Sheffield and Manchester. This was the culmination of a 15-month struggle in Parliament, accompanied by riots and marches in the country, with some fearing Britain was on the brink of insurrection. The eventual passage of the Act was greeted with nationwide celebrations, and here, at the People's History Museum, we can see an example of how ordinary working class people greeted the outcome of the reform crisis. In Duns, its shoemakers marked the event with the creation of this banner. The fact that the shoemakers of Duns, who could not have numbered many more than a couple of dozen, had this banner made illustrates the excitement that greeted the Great Reform Act and the hopes it raised that democratic representation was within reach. The banner itself celebrates the shoemaking trade, featuring two about-to-be well-heeled customers, one a gentleman holding a boot and a woman holding a slipper. The half-moon knife, an important tool of the trade, celebrates the skill of the shoemaker, while the crown represents their patron saint, King or Saint Crispin. The banner also includes the symbols of the home nations, the Scottish thistle, the rose of England and the shamrock of Ireland, although Wales is missing. They are making a statement here that we may just be shoemakers from the Scottish borders, but we are part of the political body of the nation. Referring explicitly to the Reform Act, the main text on the banner reads, "The battle's won, Britannia's sons are free, and despots tremble at the victory." They are essentially saying, hooray, we've got the vote. However, like many other working class people, they were in for a disappointment. While the electorate of Britain had increased from around 478,000 to 813,000, this still only represented about 8% of the population. The vast majority of industrial workers and agricultural labourers still didn't have the vote. And worse still, the franchise in the small number of boroughs which did have something approaching a democratic vote prior to 1832 were reformed to take the vote away from those who didn't meet the new property qualification. This meant that the number of working class voters decreased as a result of the Great Reform Act, leading to several radical MPs, like Henry Hunt, losing their seats at the next election. This disappointment fed directly into the growth of Chartism in the following decades and the growth of trade unionism. It would be another 35 years before some working class men would have the vote restored to them, and of course women would have to wait even longer.